Jack, if you would, your thoughts on the win.
Yeah, it was a solid match from my side. Obviously, first match on Ash, first quarterfinal, was kind of a different experience. I've obviously played Alex a few times and know he's a really tough competitor. I thought it was just a solid match all round. Proud of my performance. There was some ups and downs during the match, but I felt in general I served pretty well, and I did a good job to come through.
Thank you. Big room, one question each.
Hi, Jack. You obviously strapped your leg up after midway through the second set. How are you feeling now, and have you got any sort of concerns for Friday's match?
Yeah, I felt something on set point in the first set. I was a little bit worried about it at the time, but then I played two sets on it. I think one of the things this year that has helped me to sort of be better is, I'm mentally a lot better. I feel like, I'm aware that I'm obviously playing so much tennis and, competing so much and putting my body through so much that I'm gonna pick up little niggles and injuries, and I've got to just keep on going. And at the end of the day, it didn't get any worse, and I felt good towards the end, and I was happy. It didn't turn into a problem.
Tamani.
Hey, Jack, Tamani from The Guardian. You've talked a lot about how much you believe you're capable of performing like this and going deep in big tournaments. But despite that, I'm curious if you've surprised yourself at all with the way you've handled yourself throughout the fortnight, and the way you've played, and also what you're most happy about in general.
Yeah, it's weird. Like, I don't think to be honest, I haven't really thought of anything. I don't think much is kind of going through my mind. It's a little bit weird. I'm just trying to focus on what's important, what I've got to keep doing, what I've got to try and do in the next match. For now, I'm just focusing on, my recovery. Definitely staying off my phone and just trying to focus on what's important, and also enjoying the win. Not taking these moments for granted. I think, I've been working so hard for such a long time now. I'd say last year was a real turning point for me, kind of when I had my injury setbacks and taking a lot of time off over the summer because of my shoulder injury. I had to sort of watch, all these young, amazing players winning amazing tournaments and playing on the biggest stages in the world. And, I felt like, I just wasn't doing enough to get to that point myself. So, this is not kind of like an overnight thing for me. I've believed for a long time that, I'm putting in the work and doing the right things, and I knew that my time would come, and I didn't know when it would be, but hopefully from here, I can do a lot of amazing things, and I'm very proud of myself.
Charlie.
Congratulations. I just want you mentioned in your on-court interview that you were aware that maybe something wasn't quite right with Alex. How quickly did you realise that, and how strange is that when you're playing someone like that to just try and stay focused and not think about it? Yeah, it's hard.
I definitely was aware that obviously Alex hasn't played since Wimbledon. I know he had a tough injury. Whenever I've played Alex or watched him in the past, the guy moves incredibly well and he's so fast. Relentless off the ground, doesn't miss balls. I definitely felt like, towards the end of the first set, I noticed that maybe I didn't know he was maybe struggling with injury, but I definitely felt like his maybe the way he was a bit subdued. Maybe that kind of made me realise, wow, he's maybe got something slightly wrong. But then again, maybe I was hurting a little bit as well. So it was a bit of a strange situation. I definitely felt in the second set like I had a few opportunities, and it was there for me to sort of take the set pretty early on, but I didn't. And I think part of that was to do with maybe focusing on myself too much and not sort of realising what was going on the other side of the court. And also it's tough, I was playing someone who, moves still pretty well and was making balls, and it was kind of difficult to play the way I wanted to play. Like, I started becoming more passive and was sort of playing for him to miss instead of playing the tennis that I'm supposed to be playing, which is to be aggressive, to be on the front foot. But it is a challenge playing someone who maybe isn't 100%. But yeah, like I said, it was kind of like a weird situation.
All right, Neil and then Chris.
What makes you feel your time has come now? And are you ready for anybody or anything now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because, you know, I still had a lot of these experiences. You know, I've never been in a Grand Slam quarterfinal. You know, I didn't know what to expect, and you know, I just don't know. But one thing I do know is that I've got amazing people around me. I've got a good team. You know, I don't feel kind of overawed by the situations that I've been in. I don't. It's not getting to me in any sort of way. You know, I try and stay off my phone, try and sort of just do the things that make me happy and do the things that are important. And, you know, like I said, I think it helps the fact that I've been in a lot of kind of low points already in my career where, you know, I've had injuries, I've had setbacks, I've had times when, you know, I've maybe thought to stop, or, you know, yeah, am I cut out for this sport? Am I really good enough, and all these sort of stuff? And, you know, I kept on believing in myself, kept on working, and those are hard moments. You know, this is kind of not a hard moment compared to that. This is a privilege, and this is an honor to be in this position. And, you know, this is why I work so hard. So I've got to just keep it going in my stride. And, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not afraid of being in these positions. You know, I want to keep on doing this, and this is why I play.
Chris.
Yeah, Chris Otto with US Open. What have you liked most about the way you've played through these 5 matches? And are there any elements of your game maybe that you've executed better than you expected?
Yeah, I think coming here this week, you know, I've been feeling like I'm a more complete player. Like physically, you know, I've always maybe in the past worried a little bit about playing 5 sets, and mentally and emotionally it being too much for me, and kind of just thinking, am I good enough to sort of play these best players in the world in best of 5 sets and stuff? But, you know, even though I have won most of my matches, well, all of them in 3 sets, you know, I still feel like I've got so much left in my locker. Like I'm not worrying about if it goes longer, if it goes for a long time. You know, it gives me a lot of peace of mind knowing that my body feels good, robust, and that, you know, I'm ready to go the distance if I need to. And yeah, like my tennis feels really flowing, and I feel like I'm not using too much energy when I'm playing the points. You know, that was something, you know, by playing more aggressive tennis, you know, I thought that maybe I had to force it all the time and use up so much energy doing it. But instead, you know, I think when we watch the best players in the world, one thing they do is they do everything pretty effortlessly, and they do it within themselves, and they do things with such good efficiency. And I think, you know, I'm sort of been working physically really hard, and I think that's helping me to sort of maybe be more efficient and conserve energy, and I feel really strong out there. So that's something that's, you know, really improved for me.
Howard.
Hi, Jack. Howard Fendrich with the Associated Press. Does having played each of the potential semifinal opponents in the past help you because you've been on court against them, or because it was different surfaces, and especially against one of them, it's been many years. Are those matches completely irrelevant?
Yeah, definitely. I think it helps being on court with both of them. You know, when I played Daniil in Rome, I didn't know what to expect, and I feel like, you know, when I played him, maybe a lot of my errors and a lot of my, you know, the way I played in that match was kind of based on who I was playing and all this type of things. And I think it is tough, you know, when you play those best players in the world, you don't know what to expect, and you watch these guys winning Grand Slams on TV and stuff, and you think, you know, wow, I'm going to go out there tomorrow and they're going to be way too good for me. Whereas, you know, if you put your game on the court and if you do the right things, you know, you do get chances here and there. And even the best players in the world, they only win 53, 54% of the points. So it's just about how clinical you are when it really matters. So, you know, I look forward to watching them later. They're both incredible players, and big respect to both of them. And I think whatever happens, it will be a really good semi-final, and hopefully, you know, I'll bring out my best tennis.
All right, we have time for 2 more in the front, and then David, you can have the last question.
Vantage with TNA Sport. Looking ahead at the semi-finals, one of your possible opponents could be Sinner. You guys played doubles together back in Canada. I was wondering if you've had the opportunity to keep in touch throughout the summer, if you've exchanged any messages throughout the tournament, and if she's been supportive of your tournament here.
Yeah. I mean, we've always kept in touch since I've been on tour the last couple of years. You know, Jannik's a good friend, someone I'm definitely close to. You know, we send each other messages in good moments, bad moments, and just, you know, it's tough sport to play when you're a young guy. You know, you're kind of you're on the road. You're playing such a relentlessly intense sport, both physically, emotionally, and it's difficult. We haven't got many friends, so to sort of have the support of someone who's going through it themselves, is really big. So yeah, a huge respect for Jannik, and was amazing to play doubles with him in Montreal. I think we played great doubles together. You know, I'd never won a doubles match on the tour, so to play obviously with the number one player in the world was amazing, and definitely learnt a lot about playing doubles and had a lot of fun with him. So it was really nice to be able to step out on court with him, and yeah, I'm sure we'll continue to stay in touch.
All right, David, last question.
Jack, David Law, Tennis Podcast. I know you said you've been trying to stay off your phone. I just wondered, A, whether you've had any contact at all with Andy Murray over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And B, in the time that you've spent with him over the years, have you ever spoken to him about these sort of moments, these sort of experiences that he will have had?
I haven't spoke to Andy. No, I think he's enjoying his retirement. I think he's playing lots of golf and just enjoying his family. You know, he's never seen his family in the last couple of years, so I think they're enjoying having him around. I have spoke to Andy a few times in the past about obviously playing big Grand Slam matches and all these types of things. You know, I feel like when people people you respect give you advice, you know, it's obviously it's always good, but at the end of the day, it's their experience. You know, I think it's important to, live these situations yourself and understand it for yourself, because everyone reacts differently to different pressures, different situations, different emotions. And so, I know Andy's there for me if I need it, but at the same time, I feel pretty relaxed. I feel pretty good, and I'm just taking it one day at a time and looking to keep on going forward. And yeah, I know he's always there for me if I need him.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jack.